Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday, October 13th. Hey, I woke up this morning and did today and tomorrow is Amazon Prime Days. They usually have Prime Days in July because of the pandemic. They delayed it until today and tomorrow, October 13th and 14th. You could really find some cool deals. I found an actual cool podcast mic that had like the screen and everything. I'll show you tomorrow. I'll show you to when I get it. It was about 20% discount. Some good deals. So definitely check it out. You got to go like every hour because they like throw deals on every hour, and so I mean it's kind of addictive. It's kind of a shopping addiction. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, as I always show you the broadcast, today's the last day of rain. Yay! Starting tomorrow, we're gonna have like high 50s, low 60s for the foreseeable future. So tomorrow, Wednesday through the 22nd of Thursday, it's gonna be nice. Partly cloudy, but no rain. Well, that's amazing. So just be depressed today for a rain perspective. And starting tomorrow, you can go outside. In fact, I haven't really biked, so tomorrow I'm definitely going to do some shopping and have some things lined up for tomorrow because it's going to be sunny. Oh my God. Okay, Mr. Crazy, Orange Nuthead. He's the COVID-19 super spreader in chief. So now that he's gone through COVID, he tells people don't let it consume their lives. Of course, he had this World Care healthcare treatment. He got all these all these antibody drugs and cocktails that most people can't get, or most all people can't get, except for him. Only like 8 people, I believe, outside the clinical trials got it, and pumped him with steroids. So he feels great now, obviously. So now he's going to go and super spread his COVID-19 not only to the people that are coming to the rally, but the people there are going to spread it amongst themselves because none of them wear masks. As you can see here, yesterday, Florida, down in Stanford, Florida, there's no social distancing there. He's going to go here. He's going to go to Ohio, I think Iowa, Pennsylvania, and I believe North Carolina are the ones. So let's go ahead and do a little report on what Mr. Super Spreader in Chief has started.
We're going to begin with President Trump. He is back on the campaign trail in Florida, looking and sounding very much the same as he did before he was hospitalized with the coronavirus. He delivered a very familiar attack lines before a mostly maskless crowd for more than an hour.
Even though new cases are rising in more than 36 states, the president continues to downplay the severity of the pandemic, and he touts himself as a success story. Ben Tracy is at the White House. Ben, Dr. Anthony Fauci says events like these are asking for trouble. Is the Trump campaign taking any new precautions?
No, they basically did what they've been doing. They handed out masks. They suggested people use them. Very few people did. And then take a look at this. This is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis walking around, high-fiving people in the crowd. He's then later seen actually rubbing his nose. Now, President Trump is pressuring his campaign to set up a lot more of these rallies between now and Election Day.
I went through it. Now they say I'm immune. I feel so powerful.
After 11 days off the campaign trail to recover from the virus, President Trump was very much back in his element Monday night.
I'll walk in there. I'll kiss everyone in that audience. I'll kiss the guys and the beautiful women and everybody. I'll just give you a big fat kiss.
Just hours before he spoke, his doctor said he is now tested negative. But CBS medical contributor Dr. David Agus says the antigen tests the president was given are less sensitive than a PCR test and are designed to be used earlier in diagnosis. Still, Mr. Trump appeared to have plenty of energy, talking for just over an hour.
I'm in such great shape.
The crowd was packed in shoulder to shoulder, most of them not wearing masks. The president himself did not wear one at the rally or in Washington as he boarded Air Force One. Dr. Anthony Fauci says with COVID cases quickly rising across the country, these rallies just make no sense.
We know that is asking for trouble when you do that.
In an interview with the Daily Beast, he also accused the Trump campaign of harassment by using him in a campaign ad without permission.
I can't imagine that anybody could be doing more.
And making it appear like he was praising President Trump's handling of the virus, which he was not. Fauci is warning them to not do it again.
You know, that would be terrible. I mean, that would be outrageous if they do that. In fact, that might actually come back to backfire on them.
That's Donald Trump's presidency. 215,000 dead because of COVID.
Former Vice President Joe Biden campaigned in Ohio Monday, talking to union workers who remain socially distanced in their car. He said President Trump was irresponsible in how he handled his own coronavirus infection.
His reckless personal conduct since his diagnosis has been unconscionable. The longer Donald Trump is president, the more reckless he seems to get.
Now, new polls show Biden leading President Trump in several crucial swing states, and CBS News has learned that the Trump campaign is launching a multi-million-dollar ad campaign to try to win back seniors, because polls earlier this month show they now favor Joe Biden by a wide margin. Tony?
We've got some work to do, Ben. Thank you very much.
Here we go, our super spreader chief. It's sad. It's sad that he can't lead by example. And he feels emboldened since he got good treatment. Oh, this is interesting. So the Trump campaign will hold a quote-unquote closeted LGBT pride event in Pennsylvania tomorrow. In this little invitation, it says pride and it has pride colors. The Trump campaign announces Lord Trump. Ambassador Richard Grinnell, actually, he is gay. I don't know, that's kind of a gay Trump supporter. To me, it sounds like an oxymoron, but he was ambassador to Germany, and he's back now doing some things in the Trump administration. But they're going to do a rally, a pride rally. But neither of the words gay or LGBT ever appear in the announcement, which is fucking hilarious. Oh, you'll love this TikTok. This woman is amazing. She says everything to summarize Americans' views on this whole 2020 season and her views coming up towards the elections. So I don't have her name, but like this woman says on TikTok, no caption needed.
Black lives do fucking matter. Science is real. Love is love, bitch. Gay pride, okay? Women's rights are human rights. And the virus is not a hoax. Coronavirus!
That was cute. She summarizes all of her feelings in like 15 seconds, which is amazing. Here's an latest Lincoln Project ad. In fact, they just launched this like hours ago. It's called Chyna. Of course, that's how Trump says China. He says China. Let's see the latest Lincoln Project ad called Chyna. They're probably going to run this in a lot of the swing states because especially in Iowa and Michigan, there's a lot of farmers that have been impacted negatively by Trump's China trade war policies.
Donald Trump is playing pretend again, saying he's the one to take on China. They can't wait. They know who Donald Trump is. Weak, corrupt, ridiculed. China beats him every time. No matter what he says, China's got his number. Trump even begged Chinese leader Xi to help him win re-election. Like a dog. Trade negotiations? China won. Trump's tariffs? They laughed as Trump hit American families with higher taxes. Trump's trade war? Farms and small businesses went bankrupt. China's military? Expanding without American leadership in the region. President Xi? Trump rolls over for China's president every time. Is it Ivanka's secret deals in China? Is it the $250 million debt Trump owed the Bank of China? It doesn't matter, because when it comes to Trump, China can't lose. The Lincoln Project is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Yes, Trump has let China beat us on everything. They screwed us on the whole. I mean, Trump's China policies, trade war policies was damaging. I think we're at the all-time high in terms of farm bankruptcies because of the trade war with China. This is a great ad. It's called Decency. And this was Joe Biden when he grew up had a stuttering issue, and his mom helped him, and I think people at school helped him. He was bullied because he stuttered, and he really worked hard on it. And throughout his career, he's met little kids like this guy, this young guy from New Hampshire, and he encouraged them. And this is great. He actually gave him his phone number. He got his phone number. And he actually called him afterwards to give him encouragement. This is great. It's called decency. That was amazing. I mean, Joe Biden is definitely the person that shows compassion and empathy for people, which Trump never does. So that was a really good story. And actually, they had a follow-up with him and the kid from New Hampshire. That's a great story. Joe Biden is a decent man. Here's Pete Buttigieg has been a great spokesperson for the campaign, and after the debates, he's had some really good talking points, talking to outlets like Fox News, etc. Here's one of my favorite Washington Post reporters, Jonathan Capar. He's a gay African American, and he actually was here in Seattle for a SBA scholarship dinner a couple years ago, and I actually had a chance to meet him. Great guy. So here's an interview with him in terms of Amy Coney Barrett's opening Supreme Court and coming out day. Both these guys are gay. Surprise.
Today is National Coming Out Day. As an openly gay man, married man, for those folks who are LGBT and especially Q who might be watching, what would you tell them if they are struggling with coming out and how to do it?
The most important thing I want them to hear is I'm rooting for you. I know that this can be incredibly challenging and for different people in different ways. Some people have the sense of who they are and the readiness and the willingness to come out when they're teenagers. I was a grown man, a mayor of a city in a position of responsibility. I owned a house, and I found it extremely challenging to come out. In my 30s, some people are seniors and are know that they're at a moment in their lives when it's just time. You're ready when you're ready, and I can't promise that it will always be easy. But I can promise that there is an extraordinary community of people who care about you and who support you as you're going through this process. And when you are ready, I will be one who will be there to welcome you and to urge you to stand up and be proud. And the other thing that I think is important for people to think about, because you're often understandably wrapped up in your own fears and concerns, is to remember that when you make a decision to come out, to be who you are, to let others know who you are, someone you might not even realize might be looking to you, might be looking up to you, and might know that they have a better chance of acceptance from seeing you live into who you really are.
Mayor Pete, that's so moving what you have to say to people who might be struggling with whether and how to come out. As you were speaking, I was handed, this is just in, Amy Coney Barrett's opening statement tomorrow has been released. And I want to read to you one part of that statement where she writes, "When I write an opinion resolving a case, I read every word from the perspective of the losing party. I ask myself, how would I view the decision if one of my children was the party I was ruling against? Even though I would not like the result, would I understand that the decision was fairly reasoned and grounded in the law?" Mayor Pete, what do you make of that?
Fairly reasoned and grounded in the law. Well, two of her would-be colleagues, Justice Alito and Justice Thomas, wrote a memo last week essentially putting marriage equality back on the table in their minds. So if she really wants to understand the party she might rule against, I guess I would invite her to follow that process and put herself in the shoes of somebody who was married and then was effectively forcibly divorced by judicial fiat, told that they were no longer married to their spouse, told that their family was no longer a family because of the ideological commitments of people wearing black robes on that bench. Would we be able to think of that as fairly reasoned? Maybe she would. I don't think I would. And I guess I would just hold her to that. She's going to be a part of the majority, stripping away a right to choose, a right to vote, a right to get health care, and maybe even a right to be married from people whose well-being and whose lives depend on her interpretation of judicial philosophy.
I love Mayor Pete. I was as many of you know, I was a huge supporter of him when he ran for president. I had a couple of fundraisers for him. I really thought he was been an amazing candidate for the Democratic Party. But next time, he's going to be a great force in Democratic politics for years to come. And I'm sure when the Biden-Harris ticket wins, Mayor Pete will be in the administration somewhere. Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Homeland Security. Those are the two that I would think possible. Anyway, everyone have a great Tuesday. Again, just tolerate today's rain, and starting tomorrow for the next almost 7 to 10 days is going to be sunny. So look forward to that. Cheers. Have a good day.